Hello, hello, Hill Squad. Hope you guys are great wherever you are in this crazy, beautiful world. Last year, I had to cancel Christmas because we had just moved in here to our home in Connecticut and it was just a whirlwind. So I said to all my friends, I said, I love you all, but I know you don't want me to lose my mind this year. So I'm sending you all my love, and that's all I can give this year. I'll be back next year. So I'm back. And I have to say, I have done a lot of my holiday shopping. At this point, I'm done. I think there's maybe one or two people where I got stuff and I didn't really love it and I returned it. And I still think, yeah, I think on my list, I've got two people left. But it's funny because even prepping for the show, I was like, oh, that's what I'm getting, Kevin. I didn't even think. Why did I get this for one person? I could just get it for him. I love buying multiples. Anyhow, there's always an uncomfortable moment when someone says, what do you want? And how do you tell somebody what you want? It's really challenging. So I'm kind of feeling like I'm going to share the things that I already own that I would love to have unwrapped under a Christmas tree. If someone had given me any of these things, I would have been so happy. So I feel like I'll give you the list and then maybe you just share the episode with somebody and just say, hey, these all sound like great options. And I'm going to give you lots of options, stuff in the kitchen, stuff in your closet, stuff in your office, stuff across the board that I hope you will love as much as I love. So these are tried and tested. I'm going to start with the UGG Cocoa blanket. Here's why I'd ask for it again. Super duper cozy, feels like a warm hug. I love it. It's gorgeous draped over the bed. So it kind of adds to the ambiance, but it's also really useful. And I just love it. It's a universal gift that everyone will love. I think the gift of Uggs at holidays, ironically, are kind of the best because we're freezing. So we always want something cozy. So you're never going to go wrong with anything Ugg wise. Over to the kitchen, caraway pan sets. I have them and I love them. They're beautiful. They make you want to cook. And of course, they're easy to clean and really wonderful, non toxic pan sets. So, newlyweds, foodies, new homeowners, if you go to your family's house for the holidays and you think they needed an upgrade, this is the moment. And side note, friends, we are doing a giveaway with Caraway, so make sure to check our socials at Heel Squad. Hopefully, maybe you'll even be one of the lucky ones to get one. Next up, I was at the mall not long ago and I went in a Crate and Barrel. And generally, I'm in there and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want everything, but it's so expensive. But I found these beautiful hand blown glasses. Technically, they're like called highball glasses. I wrote it down here too. They're Atlas recycled glasses. They're hand blown. They're amber. They're really thick. I've really become obsessed with like my mugs and my glasses. And so I had like old glasses, nothing to speak of that just kept breaking. And I'm like, I really want something hardy for my iced coffees. And so, anyhow, these glasses are so amazing. And when I was looking at them online just now, they all went on sale. So they're like, I don't know, 40% off, but they're gorgeous. So you're going to love those. Foot spa. Now we're going to link all of these in the show notes so you know. A foot spa is really an underrated luxury. After a long day in heels, which I really avoid now, but when I do wear them, I can come home, throw some Epsom salt in there. I don't have to take a whole bath and soak my feet. And it makes such a difference. I also love to ice them. So like I'll ice with the cryo cup. Cryo cups are really great. I was going to put them on the list, but they're like $2 on Amazon. I'm like, you guys are going to hate me if I put that on here, but it is a great stocking stuffer. Cryo cups. I used it this morning in the shower. So, okay, I'm throwing it in the list. Screw it. They're amazing. They're these little blue cups. You fill it with water, it has a cap. And then once they've frozen, you twist it off. And I do it in the shower so I can do the hot and cold method, which is really good. So I iced my neck, I iced my shoulders, my hips, my SI joints. My wrist has been bothering me, and I did my face because I was very puffy because I didn't sleep a wink last night. So I love the cryo cups. But I can also use the cryo cup when I do the foot spa. So I use the hot water with the Epsom salt, and then I'll take the cryo cup and just rub my feet, and it is just magic. So, moms, caregivers, teachers, dads, my dad is a little scared of the cryo cup, but the foot bath he does. So, foot spa, you can't go wrong with that. And maybe you put like some, pretty Epsom salt in like a beautiful jar or something to like add to it. This cardigan, in fact, that I'm wearing right now, or was wearing because I was cold and then I got hot. Thank you, perimenopause. This cardigan is my favorite oversized, delicious cardigan with huge pockets. It is an alpaca cocoon cardigan from Lialo. I bought it when I was in Sag Harbor this summer, and it is my favorite. It is a little pricier. So depending on your budget for somebody, maybe yourself, you will love this sweater. It's chic. It goes with everything. It's my travel sweater now. I just love it. So if your friend is a fashionista or just loves to be cozy, they will love this sweater. Next on my list, a new discovery that was inadvertent. And I think I talked about it on the show, but these little wrist cuffs for when you wash your face so the water doesn't drip down is mind blowing, this invention. So I used to suffer with water dripping down my hands and my arms. The three-piece makeup eraser reusable wipe set. I was already using makeup eraser. I didn't know they had the wrist cuffs too. And then they have the headband. So you can pop the headband on, the wrist cuffs, and use your wipe eraser to remove all of your makeup. You can wash all of these things in your laundry and they're reusable. So you don't have to keep using wipes all the time. They're magic. You will have raving fans after you gift this. And it's another great stocking stuffer. I actually bought one for someone in my life who's dealing with acne. So I bought that. A starter kit for Dermalogica because I feel like Dermalogica is what saved my skin back in the day when I had issues. And I bought on Amazon reusable makeup black towels. So the whole theory behind like getting your skin better that I used was one and done. Use a face cloth and then throw it in the laundry because the bacteria builds up. I used to reuse my towels. So for this person in my life, I bought face cloths that say makeup on them. So you know that you're going to use those black towels for your face, the Dermalogica set, and this three-piece makeup reusable wipe set, just to show it's kind of like the stocking stuffer of the gift that I'm thinking about you, and here's everything you need to get started on your acne healing journey. Next up, bamboo cheese platter. You cannot go wrong with a cheese platter. Everyone loves them. This is bamboo. I actually use mine as a cutting board sometimes too, so it just sits on my counter, but I love making cheese boards. I think it's so much fun to be creative and to do different things every year. So anyone you know in your life that loves to host will love this. Think of the people who invite you to the holidays or to parties, someone like me, because cheese boards are just everything. Next up on the list is something for your office. Now, I just bought this after a lot of research because I really enjoy a chic minimalist vibe everywhere, but especially in my office because I just don't want a lot of stuff. But I had a lot of stuff and it needed to go somewhere. So I bought this Modern Mate file cabinet on Amazon because it's white, but it's primarily covered in like an oak wood that matches my floors. So it really blends in here. I have my printer on top and the file cabinets and then drawers. It's just file cabinets, but I use the top cabinet as just like storage for like pens and notebooks and stuff. It's so beautiful and it was $94. You don't need to have the old-fashioned ugly file cabinets anymore. They can actually look like a piece of furniture in your space. So I highly, highly recommend this if maybe your partner in life needs a little file cabinet in their office or your best friend is setting theirs up. I love this. Another little stocking stuffer is a travel makeup mirror that I recently found because I had a tabletop mirror and magnifier in one, and it was taking up so much space on my counter. And I also wanted something that could travel with me. So it's this little handheld guy. It has a stand. It has all the magnifying power on one side and normal mirror on the other, and you just push the light button. It's incredible. And so now I don't have anything on my counter anymore. This is just in the drawer, nice and easy, and I can travel with it. Another great stocking stuffer. Onto your car, I found a collapsible trunk organizer that was much more affordable than some of the competitors that I had looked at. And I did buy one from CalPack, which was really much more expensive. And I put it in the trunk when we first moved out here, and it's great. I never see that stuff. Well, later I started to realize that our lives were so difficult. We were carrying so many things for Athena, and I just could not figure out a system. And it stressed me out, and I was just so frustrated. I had a bag of stuff in the car, but because it was all stuffed in a bag, I never looked at it, I never used it. So I bought this one on Amazon, much more affordable. And it's incredible. It's got all the different slots. It has a cover that's Velcroed. It has side pockets. It has big rubber handles. So I decided I was going to put it in front of her seat because you can't do anything with that leg room. So I put all of her things in there, all the extras, the diapers, the wipes, the toys, the books, everything Athena is in that collapsible organizer and it's in front of her car seat. So it's really easy to access. So now I wish I knew this earlier. Please share this with moms. I wish I knew this earlier. Now, when I go out, I just need a little teeny backpack with like two diapers, maybe a pair of pants in there, and some wipes and diaper cream because my stock is in the car. So if some horrible accident happens, and trust me, it's happened, I can just run to the car and everything is there. I don't have to lug all of this stuff that I was lugging. And maybe it's just me and I'm an overlugger and other people aren't. I don't know. But I just could never find a system that worked for me for Athena and us when we were traveling from home. So I highly recommend that for the moms in your life. And I would set it up for them. I would just say, listen, I bought you your gift. I'm going to set it up in your car and they will freak out. Some lights. I have a reading light that I use. And it's funny, I was just reading Marianne DeMarco's Medium Mentor book, and I have this little Huga clippable red light that I clipped to her book, and I was reading the last couple of nights. And I was like, it's such a simple gift, but for people who are really working on their circadian rhythm, you don't want to be exposed to light after sunset. And we talk about that on the show here all the time. And so I really love these little Huga clippable red lights because I can take it with me to the bathroom if I have to run down to the kitchen last minute, and I don't have to disrupt my circadian clock. So it is game changing. We travel with it for Athena so that we don't add more blue light when she's really supposed to be producing melatonin and going to sleep. So these little red lights are amazing. They also have light bulbs. So we use the amber light bulbs, the daylight ones in the kitchen. I have one here in my office rather than the LED blue light. And then there's red light too. So, and in her bedroom, and when we travel with the red light bulbs as well, so that we can have good light that's, bright enough to do things, but it's red and it's safer. So, Huga, one of my favorites. The other thing that I have right here too is this amazing little iPad. And it's not a regular iPad, it's a daylight computer. It's the first blue light free computer. And it's incredible. It acts just like an iPad. I have a little pen for it, I have my keyboard, but it emits zero blue light. Now, it has some limitations. There's no camera on it, but for your everyday work and your emails and stuff, it's incredible. And so I love that. Again, a little bit pricier, but for somebody in your life that you really think has to be more conscious of their blue light exposure and they're working off their computer all the time, this could be a really, really great gift. Moving on to some other fashiony things. I did recently get, and this was at Macy's, a CC women's rhinestone bow sweater. It's kind of like this black, really cozy sweater material with a rhinestone bow. Super pretty for the holidays. I just wore it recently and got so many compliments. And it's in my wish list, but I love this sweater, and anyone you give this to is going to love it. It looks great with like a leather pant with jeans. It's dress up, it's dress down, perfect for the holidays. I also know that I talk about this a lot, but I do love giving the gift of health. So I know a lot of these things are kind of health oriented. Cotton sheets, linen sheets. No one will be mad. Throw a red bow on there and even a little note and say that you learned on Heal Squad that they're the healthiest fabrics, especially linen being antibacterial and so incredible for you. I think that letting people know you were thinking of them and their health, maybe they've had some health issues, is such a cute gift. Maybe put like a little flower on it or something. You can decorate them pretty, but cotton and linen sheets, cotton and linen pajamas. And we have links for all of these that are amazing. And my last one on my list, which, wow, I kind of cooked through this list pretty fast. The last one on my list that I love and have and am so obsessed with is my Beast travel garment bag duffel. So sometimes when I go on quick trips, I just want to bring my carry-on, but I have a little more than the carry-on, and I don't want to bring the big suitcase and have to check it. So Beast makes a travel garment bag. I heard they might discontinue it. I don't know if that was, false, but I would snag one of these. They're very inexpensive and it flattens out to a garment bag. But then if you zip all the sides, it becomes a duffel and it has two slots for shoes on the sides. And then you have the whole middle compartment for anything that you were going to carry on the plane with you, whether it's your laptop or whatever. It goes in, you zip it, and it's got handles and it has a slide through for your to go over your carry-on bag. Incredible. I love this bag. I mean, I have a lot of travel hacks. I think I'm going to do a whole travel show at some point, but I really love that bag. And for anybody in your life that's traveling a lot, I think they will too. And then there is one more that I just, again, because I was sitting here looking at prices and stuff for everybody, Shop Up has this really beautiful scarf. It's called the Estate Alpaca Scarf. And Kevin has really ugly, cheap scarves. No, they're all wrinkled. And I'm like, Kevin, you have to steam this because it's all crunkled and like it's been like under like, the couch with, animals or something. So I am upping his game and I'm getting him this beautiful scarf. I think he's gonna love it. And so I just happened to see it in here, and that's one of my gifts as well. So I think that rounds out my stuff. I feel like we've covered a lot of bases. Gift cards are always great too. You can always go to a gift card if you have to, but I love giving the gift of health. And I think that sometimes you can find one thing and just buy a bunch of them and make it easy. But there's a lot of items on here that I think will help you get what you want and maybe help you get others what they didn't know they needed or wanted. So with that, my holiday gifting episode is coming to an end. I hope you guys don't get too bogged down in shopping and holiday shopping. Make your list, get what you got to get. I know Macy's has their personal shopping program where they'll shop for free for everyone on your list. And there's discounts and stuff that are crazy. So we'll make sure those links are in there below as well. But try to enjoy the holidays. Do what you have to do to enjoy your family and do things that are going to be memorable because it goes by quick. And then January comes and we're in a whole new year. I also want you to start thinking about what does next year look like for you? What do you want to accomplish? Can we look back at this year and every year leading up to this and think how far we've come and what have we accomplished? What have we survived and thrived? I think taking stock of all of that and then thinking of the future is really important at this time of year too. So love you all. Be nice people, make good choices, and be present. Hey, Heal Squad, we have been on quite the journey together, and we're hearing from so many of you just how much this show is helping you heal and get better, and it makes us feel so good. We love, love, love it, and we just ask that you don't keep it to yourself. Spread the message and share the show or your favorite episode with your friends. And if you want to help us even more, you can leave us a 5-star rating and a comment on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and follow us on Instagram at Heal Squad. You can also DM us anytime because we love connecting with you. And finally, you can also join us on Patreon for our monthly live heal events with world-class healers and ad-free episodes exclusive only to Patreon and our Super Heal Squad for as little as $10 a month. So go to patreon.com/Heal Squad to join. Getting better isn't easy, friends, but as I say all the time, it's a whole lot easier if we can do it together. We love you all so much, and we love doing this thing called life with you.
This podcast and all related content published or distributed by or on behalf of Maria Menounos or MariaMenounos.com is for informational purposes only and may include information that is general in nature and that is not specific to you. Any information or opinions expressed or contained herein are not intended to serve as or replace medical advice, nor to diagnose, prescribe, or treat any disease, condition, illness, or injury, and you should consult the healthcare professional of your choice regarding all matters concerning your health, including before beginning any exercise, weight loss, or healthcare program. If you have or suspect you may have a healthcare emergency, please contact a qualified healthcare professional for treatment. Any information or opinions provided by a guest expert or host featured within website or on company's podcast are their own, not those of Maria Menounos or the company. Accordingly, Maria Menounos and the company cannot be responsible for any results or consequences or actions you may take based on information or opinions.